Hey Samantha, Jessica with Peterson SEO here. Thank you for speaking with me today and accepting this free video. So today I just want to walk over just a few tips that you guys can start applying right away. That's really going to help with your online presence and to help you guys bring in more jobs. Um, so let's start with the beginning here. When people need your services, most of the time, especially in an emergency, they're not going to know your business name or brand. They're going to be searching by the actual services that you guys offer, whether it be commercial or residential. Here I have a Seattle commercial restoration search, but we could do the same also with Seattle water damage. Um, so somebody will put in a search. Oftentimes you might see Google ads on the top or local service ads, and about 10% of people actually click on that. Um, that's one spot you guys can own on the first page of Google. The next is your Google Maps area here. Your goal should be to be in the top three because nearly 30% of people go straight to this map pack here and don't go anywhere else. And so it's really important that your Google business profile be in the top three for all of your major keywords. Now, this section is very fluid; it's continually changing, and so you definitely want to optimize your profile and keep it updated every single month. So one of the top factors in ranking here is something called citations, and that is simply just listing your business name, address, and phone number and website on a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, and Glassdoor. So you do need more of those than your competition. And then, of course, having more five-star reviews, adding new photos and updates every month, and just having more than your competition is really going to help boost you in this map pack area. And finally, um, and most importantly, is this organic section here. So nearly 60 to 70% of people go straight here. So it's really, really important that you guys are listed in this organic section on the first page of Google. So let's go back to your website real quick. So you guys have a nice, clean looking website. Your website is secured. I noticed that you have commercial and residential pages, which is good. You do need separate pages for each of your major services. I don't know if you only offer water damage for your commercial side or if you also do residential, but I'm not seeing it under residential. Also, at just first glance, if I was landing on your website, even though it says you work with disasters, I can't tell if you guys do the mitigation part or if you only do the reconstruction part. Um, I'm not seeing anything like 24/7 or anything like that. That would signify that you could help me in the middle of the night when I'm in trouble. And so that is definitely something to consider. Calls to action are really, really important. Just landing on your page, I don't see a phone number. I can click contact us, but that's still not just giving me a phone number, and I'm not seeing any forms. So you definitely want to work on call to actions. I do see a little bit of content here, very limited. I'm not seeing any actual local keyword usage. And Google doesn't rank websites based on appearance. It is based on content. Content is key. And in order to be indexed and ranked for keywords, you have to build your content around them. You need 150 words for every keyword you're targeting. And then you have to have at least a 3 repetition of those keywords. And I'm just not seeing that here. You guys definitely need a lot more content, and you need to focus on those local Seattle keywords for the services, both in your residential and commercial. And remember that there's multiple variations of keywords. So you could have Seattle water damage Seattle, um, Seattle commercial restoration, etc. So you really need to focus on a keyword strategy and build your content around that. And also understand that what used to work before, 2 years ago, even a year ago, doesn't really work anymore. Everything is kind of going, not only do you need the SEO, but now you need the AEO, which is Ask Engine Optimization. And that is, people aren't just searching key terms anymore, they're searching questions using mobile devices. Um, and so your content not only has to be built around your keywords, but it can't just be informational anymore. It has to be conversational, it has to relate to your customers and answer their questions. So having FAQs on your homepage and all the other pages is really going to help. And if you're servicing multiple service areas, you're also going to need those service area pages. Um, Under our search for commercial restoration services, CRC was your top competitor there. They have a nice looking page. Notice how they have the phone number, a click to call on top. um, Separate pages for each of their services. They've got location pages. Let's see. They're going after local keywords. So, they have some content, not nearly enough content on their homepage, but they do have some decent content going on here. So, in order to beat a company like this, you definitely just have to have more content, focus on the keyword strategy, and then have the SEO to support it. Now, if we were looking at residential, your top competitor is Fisher Restoration. They also have the separate pages. They have separate service area pages, the click to calls, and they just got a ton more content here. So these guys would be a lot more challenging to beat. They've got tons of pages, tons of content, and they're really focused on their their keywords and getting indexed, and so they're doing quite well. So these guys would take quite a bit to beat. Not that you can't do it, but it's just going to take quite a bit of work. So this is a program we called Ahrefs. It tells us how your website is performing. If we look here, your website as a whole, your domain rating is a 2.8 out of 100, which means Google doesn't trust your website. And that has a lot to do with the type of content on your website, as well as your backlinks and referring domains. So this is really, really important. It's what helps power your website. But it's important to understand that this is a popularity contest. Not all links are good links. So you want to focus on the links most related to your business. A referring domain is any website that provides your website with a link from their site to your site. And the backlink is just that physical link coming from the other website to you guys. If you think of your favorite power tool, right? In order to power it up, it needs to be connected to a power source. That's your referring domain. And the cord from the power source to your tool, that is your backlink. So in order to turn on your tool, you need that power. It's the same way for your website. You guys have an index for 69 keywords, but you're only getting about 6 people on average in traffic. And that's because with your keywords, you're just not ranking. Um, and a lot of the keywords are not the buyer intent keywords, they're pretty general, like construction, general contractor. They're not really service based. And so definitely dialing in your keyword strategy is going to help. If you look at your commercial competitor, they have a rating of a 35. But that is because um, that's their domain rating. They're like a franchise. So you're only competing with this one area, and that one area has a 0.5. They've got 0 backlinks. They've got 24 keywords indexed, and they're kind of in the same spot. So just optimizing your pages should help beat these guys. As far as Fisher, they have a 19 rating with 400 backlinks, over 400 keywords. They're getting over 600 people to their website every month. So that just goes to show how important that content and SEO strategy is. Hopefully you found this information helpful. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call or respond back to my email, and we'd be glad to chat. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a wonderful day.